श्री महाभारत कथा।
श्री महाभारत कथा।
महाभारत कथा।
महाभारत
कथा है पुरुषार्थ की, ये स्वार्थ की, परमार्थ की, सारथी जिसके बने श्री कृष्ण भारत पाथ की। शब्द दिग्घोषित हुआ जब सत्य सार्थक सर्वथा। शब्द दिग्घोषित हुआ। यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत, अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य, तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्, परित्राणाय साधूनां, विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां, धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे।
And as he was passing along the road, he saw a bull of extraordinary size, and a man of uncommon stature mounted thereon. And that man addressed Utanka and said, "Eat thou of the dung of this bull." Utanka, however, was unwilling to comply. The man said again, "O Utanka, eat of it without scrutiny. Thy master ate of it before." And Utanka signified his assent, and ate of the dung and drank of the urine of that bull, and rose respectfully, and washing his hands and mouth, went to where King Portia was. On arriving at the palace, Utanka saw Portia seated on his throne, and approaching him, Utanka saluted the monarch by pronouncing blessings and said, "I am come as a petitioner to thee." And King Portia, having returned Utanka's salutations, said, "Sir, what shall I do for thee?" And Utanka said, "I came to beg of thee a pair of earrings as a present to my preceptor. It behoveth thee to give me the earrings worn by the queen." And Utanka went into the women's apartments, but as he could not discover the queen, he again addressed the king, saying, "It is not proper that I should be treated by thee with deceit. Thy queen is not in the private apartments, for I could not find her." The king thus addressed, considered for a while, and replied, "Recollect, sir, with attention whether thou art not in a state of defilement in consequence of contact with the impurities of a repast. My queen is a chaste wife, and cannot be seen by anyone who is impure owing to contact with the leavings of a repast. No, it shouldn't." And Utanka, having agreed to this, sat down with his face towards the east, and washed his face, hands, and feet thoroughly. And he then, without a noise, sipped thrice of water free from scum and froth, and not warm, and just sufficient to reach his stomach. And he then touched with water the apertures of his organs, eyes, ears, etc. And having done all this, he once more entered the apartments of the women. And this time he saw the queen. And as the queen perceived him, she saluted him respectfully, and said, "Welcome, sir. Command me what I have to do." You seen. And Utanka said unto her, "It behoveth thee to give me those earrings of thine. I beg them as a present for my preceptor." And the queen, having been highly pleased with Utanka's conduct, and considering that Utanka as an object of charity could not be passed over, took off her earrings and gave them to him. And she said, "These earrings are very much sought after by Takshaka, the king of the serpents. Therefore, shouldst thou carry them with the greatest care." And Utanka, being told this, said unto the queen, Lady, be under no apprehension. Takshaka, chief of the serpents, is not able to overtake me. And having said this, and taking leave of the queen, he went back into the presence of Portia. And having said this, and taking leave of the queen, he went back into the presence of Portia, and said, Portia, I am gratified. Then Portia said to Utanka, A fit object of charity can only be had at long intervals. Thou art a qualified guest, therefore do I desire to perform a sraddha. Tarry thou a little. And Utanka replied, Yes, I will tarry, and beg that the clean provisions that are ready may be soon brought in. And the king, having signified his assent, entertained Utanka duly. And Utanka, seeing that the food placed before him had hair in it, and also that it was cold, thought it unclean. And he said unto Portia, Thou givest me food that is unclean, therefore shalt thou lose thy sight. And Portia in answer said, And because dost thou impute uncleanliness to food that is clean, therefore shalt thou be without issue. And Utanka replied, It behoveth thee not, after having offered me unclean food, to curse me in return. Satisfy thyself by ocular proof. And Portia, seeing the food alleged to be unclean, satisfied himself of its uncleanliness. And Portia, having ascertained that the food was truly unclean, being cold and mixed with hair, prepared as it was by a woman with unbraided hair, began to pacify the Rishi Utanka. And Portia began to pacify the Rishi Utanka, saying, Sir, the food placed before thee is cold, and doth contain hair, having been prepared without sufficient care. Therefore, I pray thee, pardon me. Let me not become blind. And Utanka, having said this, departed with the earrings. On the road, Utanka perceived coming towards him a naked, idle beggar, sometimes coming in view, and sometimes disappearing. And Utanka put the earrings on the ground and went for water. In the meantime, the beggar came quickly to the spot, and taking up the earrings, ran away. And Utanka, having completed his ablutions in water, and purified himself, and having also reverently bowed down to the gods, and his spiritual masters, pursued the thief with the utmost speed. But at that instant, the person ceased, quitting the form of a beggar and assuming his real form, viz. that of Takshaka, speedily entered a large hole open in the ground. And Utanka, recollecting the words of the queen, pursued the serpent, and began to dig open the hole with a stick, but was unable to make much progress. And Indra, beholding his distress, sent his thunderbolt, Vajra, to his assistance. Then the thunderbolt entering that stick enlarged that hole. And having entered it, he beheld the region of the serpents infinite in extent, filled with hundreds of palaces and elegant mansions with turrets and domes and gateways, abounding with wonderful places for various games and entertainments. And Utanka then glorified the serpents by the following slokas. Ye serpents, subjects of King Airavata, splendid in battle and showering weapons in the field like lightning-charged clouds driven by the winds, handsome and of various forms and decked with many-colored earrings, ye children of Airavata, ye shine like the sun in the firmament. On the northern banks of the Ganges are many habitations of serpents. There I constantly adore the great serpents. Melme, come down, Banzao, Gun. Who except Airavata would desire to move in the burning rays of the sun? When Dhritarashtra, Airavata's brother, goes out, 28,008 serpents follow him as his attendants. Ye who move near him, and ye who stay at a distance from him, I adore all of you that have Airavata for your elder brother, Mim Ben Sir Kalichiwa. I adore thee also, to obtain the earrings, O Takshaka, who formerly dwelt in Kurukshetra and the forest of Kandava. Takshaka and Aswazina, ye are constant companions who dwell in Kurukshetra on the banks of the Ikshimati. I also adore the illustrious Srutasena, the younger brother of Takshaka, who resided at the holy place called Mahadyamna, with a view to obtaining the chiefship of the serpents. The Brahmana Rishi Utanka, having saluted the chief serpents in this manner, obtained not, however, the earrings, and he thereupon became very thoughtful. And when he saw that he obtained not the earrings, even though he had adored the serpents, he then looked about him, and beheld two women at a loom, weaving a piece of cloth with a fine shuttle, and in the loom were black and white threads. And he likewise saw a wheel, with 12 spokes, turned by 6 boys.
सीख हम बीते युगों से नए युग का करे स्वागत करे स्वागत करे स्वागत करे स्वागत
भारत की है कहानी